You're listening to Making Money Online with Lisa Johnson, the podcast that tells you what it really takes to build a business and the simple steps to get you there. I'm determined to share with you the reality of easy, simple business marketing tips to make passive income so that you can start making money online. Making Money Online is sponsored by Nicola J. Rowley PR, helping entrepreneurs and brands get visible through strategic storytelling. If you're serious about being seen and impacting the lives of others, harnessing the power of PR is the best way to grow and scale your business. Visit njrpr.com for more details and read Nicola's best-selling book, The Power of PR. Hello, and welcome to this week's episode of the podcast. I have someone actually with me in real life in my living room today. That hasn't happened before. So normally there's somebody over Zoom when I do it as an interview like this. So it's quite nice to have someone. I feel like I'm on the radio.
Yeah, so do I. Sat on the sofa next to you.
So today I have with me Zoe Mckeown. Zoe is a Facebook group strategist. She helps people to grow really engaged, profitable communities on Facebook and helps you with not just the engaging them, but also selling, monetizing from a Facebook group as well. So I wanted to talk to Zoe today, and we were just having a chat before, and we thought it would be an interesting one to talk about the people in the middle. Let me explain what I mean by this. When we see people online, we often only see the people that are doing really, really well. The ones with the amazing stories, the rags to riches stories, the ones like me that have kind of...
Yeah, that's exactly right.
That have come
and I'm
from,
the other end.
Yeah, come from not much, and then they've made a lot of money. But that story is what makes people interesting. And so we hear about that a lot. But actually, there are a lot of people who aren't struggling right at the beginning.
Yeah.
And aren't really doing like big things at the top, but they're doing really well in the middle. Mm-hmm. And you think this because you were a teacher?
Yeah. So when I was a teacher, there was a lot of emphasis on the kids that are struggling at the bottom, or the kids that are, the high flyers that need to be accelerated. But the vast majority of the kids, if you've got a class of 30, the vast majority, 20 of them, are just being well behaved, getting on with their work, and not disruptive, handing their homework in on time, and seemingly getting a bit of less time spent with them, just because they're doing the right thing and not shouting about the successes or the things that they're just
getting on with it,
just getting on with stuff. And there's a lot of people like that. And when I started working Facebook groups, I realized that that's what's brilliant about it, is that anybody can start a group. It's very accessible. But of course, then we've just got lots of people who feel like they're just very average or not got the story behind that might help them to resonate with people and bring them more success.
And you actually don't need that story, do you? Let's just take you as an example. I've never heard you say some big rags to riches story or some trauma that's happened to you in the past or anything like that, but you're successful. So how did you become successful? Is it because people resonate with you because you don't have a story?
I think so. I think people do say to me that I'm relatable, but I think it's that I'm not afraid to just be, I've mentioned this to you before, I'm not afraid to just be vanilla. I'm not afraid to be vanilla, because I know that vanilla can have sprinkles of stuff. Like, I can be funny. I go to nice places. I do have a life.
Yeah.
I can add the toppings and the extra bits, and I'm not afraid to show some of those. But generally, my life is fairly average. Nice house, nice kids, everything's kind of goes along. Yeah, there's been things that have happened. Of course, that's, in everybody's life. But I wouldn't consider myself to have a really strong backstory.
Yeah. And I actually believe that because success is different for everybody, you don't need to have that. And you don't need to, people often with me, they go, okay, so now you've got multi 7 figures. What's next? You're going for the 9 figures. Mm-hmm. And I often think, if I was just normal, successful, doing okay in business, would I have this much pressure on me to constantly get to the next stage? And how nice it must be for somebody that's, making an average, still doing what I do online, but making I don't know, 50 grand a year, or a normal amount that is a normal job, a year, doing pretty well, not getting any of the crap that I get online because they're not known as much. They're just getting on with the job. They're doing really well. It's successful to them because they get to work from home and they get to do the things they want to do. And actually, is it a big mistake that we're all trying to get this success that is look at me success, the more visible we are, the bigger, the more out there we are. We know that visibility makes us more successful. We know that visibility and sharing our stories and all of those kind of things makes us more money. But actually, what if our version of success isn't that?
Or our story, which is one of being quite average, resonates a lot more with the vast majority of people.
Yeah,
that's okay.
That's a good point.
Because, we can look at a lot of your stories and think that's idealistic. I'd like to be there. But actually, that isn't my version of success.
Yeah.
I'd love to go on a private jet, but I don't need that to feel successful or to be successful.
And neither do most people.
No, but that's lovely thing to do and to share with people. I'm not going to turn it down, but there's not what I need. And I think a lot of the people that I see and work with their Facebook groups, they are really ambitious still. They're not to be underestimated. They are going places. They've got something inside them that they're passionate about and they're desperately trying to get out there. They've got great courses and ideas and memberships and they're full of it. They're just bursting with it. The bit they sometimes don't have is that business brain to get it out to the next level, to share it with the best marketing, the best PR, the best whatever it is that helps them to succeed. They're really ambitious. They're not, they're
not to be underestimated.
They're not coasting. They're really trying to go somewhere with this business and make a difference with other people's lives. They've got some great ways of doing that. And Facebook, what's brilliant about Facebook is that they can do that. It's an easy platform. Anyone can use it, can set it up. Doesn't require a load of tech, doesn't require any money. What's difficult is perfecting it.
Yeah.
And that takes longer. And so some people reach it quicker by being more visible. And some people just need to take their time on that and pace it. But it is something you can practice and learn. It might not be as quick as they see other people's success.
But actually, I think that's one of the biggest issues in this online world is that people, and I did too, believe that the quickest is best. So I used to look at people and go, wow, she started when I did. And now she's already, earning this much money and she's been in forums and all of this.
You were quick though.
Well, I was 5 years to what I deem to be success, I think. I don't think I was as quick as people think I was. There was a lot of behind the scenes struggling to get there. But the problem that I've found is quickest isn't best, because the problem with being quick, I was quickly successful, but my mindset didn't catch up at the same time. So actually I struggled with quite a lot of things mentally because I hadn't given myself time to process anything. And now when my clients come to me and they say, I want to do it as quick as you, I'm like, no, you don't. Why do you?
That's really interesting, because I think you're right. Thinking about it, the people that I work with who are setting up their Facebook groups, they're already doing the struggling with the mindset.
Yeah. So you imagine if suddenly then they have 50,000 people
they're
watching.
Putting that bit in first and trying to get that bit sorted so that they feel comfortable, whereas you didn't even worry about being comfortable.
No, I just went off.
Straight in and off you went. Which is, another thing that's just interesting is about that. The personality is it that everybody should go with their own personality on this, and Facebook allows you to do that. That's what I love. It allows you to be creative, come up with ideas, test them out,
and play a bit with it. And I really like that about Facebook. And I like that no matter who you are in Facebook and no matter what your version of success is on Facebook, there will be others out there that resonate with that. I've had people that say to me, but I don't want like 6 figures. I just want to be able to, my version of success is to stay at home with my kids and see them for 3 days, not have to go into work for 3 days and see them more. And I said, say that. And they're like, no, because that feels not as ambitious as what everybody else is saying, like on Facebook. And I guarantee you, if you say that there are a load of people that resonate with exactly what you want, not everybody wants this massive, well-known business. Some people just want to be able to not go to work every day and instead work from home. And there's nothing wrong with that version of success. Like, I think we're almost being taught these days, we have to get to 6 figures, 7 figures, 8 figures, you know, all these things.
Yeah, and everyone needs different things.
Yeah.
And businesses need different things at different times. And we've talked about that as well.
Yeah.
Like what they see you doing now in your Facebook group or in your business is not something that they can maybe replicate or just copy on their own business. It is, you know,
it doesn't work that way.
Process. You need to practice, you need to test stuff, repeat some things, ditch some things, move on.
But also nothing's cookie cutter, is it? Like, no. If I've had this where people have tried to do exactly what I'm doing and think that if they do exactly what I'm doing, they'll get the same success. We were just talking about somebody in the online world who is known for one thing and has always been really good at that one thing. And I think recently that must not have been going as well for her, because all of a sudden she's a version of me. Like, she's teaching everything that I teach in the same way that I teach it. And I think people think that it, you know, that person over there is doing, let's say, LinkedIn or Reels or TikTok, like they're doing it this way and it's working for them. So I'm going to do exactly the same thing and that's going to make me have the same success as them. And it just doesn't work like that, because you have to be connected. You have to love the thing that you want to put out there.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of learning from others and watching what other people do and trying to learn and soak that up. But you definitely have to go with your gut, what you feel, your personality. You know, if you're somebody that speaks in a certain way, likes to swear a lot, eats out a lot, you need, you know, show more of that, embrace it. Don't hide it away and try and, I mean, I did that when I first started my wedding planning business. I was very much what I thought a wedding planner should look like or should be. And of course, I just wasn't getting any clients. And as soon as I just embraced myself, it was easy.
Yeah. And you talked before, and I think this is a really good point, that you have to really believe in the thing you're selling. And, you know, you said you talk through objections with people, but actually, if they can think of objections with their own product, they shouldn't be selling it, because it's not going to work, because they have to love it so much and think it's the best thing out there for the right people. And I think that's really true.
Yeah. And I'm quite organic with my business. I like it flows. I make decisions quite quickly. If I'm going to put something out there, it's because it feels right. I feel that people in my audience in the group needs it. And that, I think, is really important. That also, having said that, doesn't mean there isn't a plan and there isn't a strategy behind what I do. Every post I put in, I know why I've put it in there. I know the purpose. I can tell you what people are going to reply. I'll tell you what I'm going to reply back to them and where it's leading. And that's super important, because it is a business. And if you're going to start a Facebook group and build an audience online, it's not just a hobby. You'll end up in the friend zone. It has to be a strategic part of your business. Why are you growing this audience? Where do you need them to go? What are you going to talk to them about? What is the purpose?
I think that's so true. And it is about, you do get in the friend zone, and then no one buys anything if you're in the friend zone.
Because you just got so busy chatting. You're having lovely chats. It's draining your energy. You're not working efficiently in your group, and then still nobody buys from you. And you're in there all the time, and I'm chatting and there's loads of people, but still nobody's buying from you.
Yeah.
It's because you've not facilitated a space where sales can happen.
And it's one of the reasons that happens is that I've seen people grow these amazing Facebook groups, really big, really engaged, but they don't sell anything for like a year.
Yeah, because people think they don't, they've got to nurture, do all that nurture thing.
You can still sell, can't you, right from the beginning?
Yeah, day one. Sometimes people will buy from me immediately, because when the moment that person joins your group is often the moment they most need you. There's a reason why they take the effort to find you, to click the link, to answer your questions, to come in your group. Something is triggered. And if you don't catch them, I think sometimes you've got about 2 weeks, not to catch them to sell to them, but to catch them in your group to make them loyal to you.
Yeah.
So that when they do decide they need help with their group or they need help with passive income, they come back to you.
Yeah, because they don't go somewhere else.
Yeah.
That's so interesting, isn't it? You hear people talk a lot at the moment about Facebook groups and Facebook itself being dead. And it always makes me laugh. What are your views on this?
Well, I'd say no. So I mean, I look in people's groups all the time. There's always a reason for it. You know, we're all in the same Facebook group. We're all the same algorithm, the same features. You know, everything is happening. So if I can manage it, you can manage it. If somebody else can, you just need to change your content. You need to look at the variety of things. You need to look at who you're talking to. There's always a reason, and we shouldn't be blaming Facebook.
And I don't blame the algorithm ever.
No, never.
Facebook's always going to have a dodgy algorithm, but we've found ways around it.
Yeah, play with it.
You play with it, don't you? And also, if you're putting really good content out there that your audience really wants, the algorithm will not stop somebody coming to look for you.
No, you can. I can always find something that you can post or get engagement.
Yeah, and you do a lot of that in your membership, don't you? Because it's like people often say, I don't know what to put. I don't know what to say. I don't really have a plan for it. But your membership helps them with that.
Yeah, because if you're one person, which a lot of the average people that we're talking about who start their business and move it online are, they're one person running their business. If you are one person running your business and running your Facebook group, your content is limited because you only got the pool of you.
Of your head.
Of your head. And so what happens is you get stuck in a rut because you're busy and you post about similar things constantly and you think that's fine and that's what people want to hear about because you've set this group up about a certain niche. So of course that's what you've got to talk about. And of course it's the opposite that gets engagement. It's everything but your niche.
Yeah.
But those things that are outside of your niche are not the things you feel comfortable with or confident
because
with.
They're normally about you. And I think that as soon as it gets personal, it gets hard, doesn't it? Yeah, that's so true. But do you think
if I can give them content ideas that are from somebody else, it just broadens the topics that get talked about in that group. And that will help to find, because we're not one-dimensional. And if you've got a class of kids, you've got 30 kids in there, if you just talk about English or maths or whatever the thing is that you're teaching all the time, they will be bored stiff.
Yeah.
If you bring some fun into it, some songs, move the room around, give them bits of coloured paper, whatever it is. And it's the same with the Facebook group. Liven it up.
Yeah. I love the way that your whole teacher personality has helped with your business now, because it's basically the same thing. You're trying to get a load of people with short attention spans to listen to you.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. That's so what it is, Lisa. Yeah. Stop, listen to me is what I'm still trying to do as a teacher. Oh my God, yeah, that's funny.
So do you think,
I've learned a few things from being a teacher.
You have, and it's coming across. It's brilliant that we can think of it in that way. Do you think that in Facebook groups, we have to be more and more inventive and think of new things to do? Or is it okay to do the things that have worked?
I would definitely look at the things that have worked, but I do like to be a bit more original and creative. That's what I love about it. I'm quite a creative person. And really think of Facebook as anything but. People would say, oh no, it's like social media. But Facebook groups are just not like social media for me. You can play about with it. You can say anything you want. You're free.
Yeah.
It's really lovely. And if nobody comments, who cares? Put another one in, say something else, try something, test,
test it.
I love that.
It's hard at the beginning though, isn't it? Because when you have a Facebook group at the beginning, I remember opening my Facebook group and it's like crickets at the beginning. It feels like you're just talking to nobody. How do you get over that sort of fear?
Well, yeah. And most of the time that is the problem. It's like the fear or the negativity starts to creep in. Like and it's probably only been a day, nobody commented. I put 3 posts in, nobody commented. And that picks up traction really quickly, that negative energy. And actually you've got to really undo that and just go, I'm just going to go again. I'm going to say hello. I'm going to go live. It doesn't matter. Somebody just this week said, oh, I'm scared to go live in my group. There's 25 people and nobody comments and I'm scared to go live. And I'm like, well, what are you scared of? And she said, well, that somebody might watch me. Okay, that's it. That's exactly it. Careful what you wish for, because I think we want someone to watch you, don't we? So, go live in the middle of the night or whatever you want. But if you've got 25 people or a small group, that's when you can really test stuff. That's when you can go live and nobody watches. That's when you can put posts in and not care whether anybody, comments.
Yeah, except that I thought at the beginning, well, no one's watching, so this doesn't have to be really good. And now I have 16,000 people in that Facebook group, and they go back and watch my first lives when I was really rubbish.
Yeah.
So actually try and be quite good though.
Because that's a really good lesson. That's a really good lesson for them, isn't it? Like, this is how I started.
Yeah, you can be a bit rubbish at the beginning. Yeah, like do it anyway. Yeah. But yeah, I used to really think, well, no one's ever going to watch these. But you forget that you people can grow quite quickly, and then people will go back and watch. Like people binge watch things.
Have you?
Yeah. They go back and watch everything.
Right, it's a whole nother
subject. If people want to come and find out more about how Facebook groups can work for them, where is the best place for somebody to come find you?
Facebook.
Of course.
Yeah, search me, Zoe Mckeown, and my group is called Growing a Successful Facebook Group.
And we will put the link to that in the notes. Thank you for being here. I'd like to have
nice. Yeah, we could have talked for ages.
It's better doing a chat like this. So I'm going to just invite people over to my sofa to do this chat now. Yeah. It feels like a real chat rather than like someone over Zoom. I'm sick of Zoom.
Yeah, no, it's nice.
Well. Thanks, guys, for listening. And I will be back next week with the next episode. I hope you have a fabulous day, whatever it is that you're doing. Thank you for listening to Making Money Online with Lisa Johnson. If you'd like to get hold of my guide to launching, go to lisajohnson.com/launch and let's get you making money online.